Hello everybody, welcome back to HardReset.Info channel. In today's video, I'll show you how to capture front and back cameras at once in the recording on the iPhone 17 Air. So here we have our iPhone 17 Air. Now, as you guys may know, Apple introduced a new function, which is the dual recording. So you guys can record yourself and the front and the back at once. So now I'll show you how that works. So firstly, we're gonna need to go over to the camera app. Now here, as you guys can see, we are on the photo now. So we need to go over to video, and now let me erase the phone. Here, as you guys can see, it only records one side. So let me quickly change the FPS to 4K and 60. Now, as you guys can see, it does work, but only for the one camera right here. Now we're gonna click here and we're gonna click on dual capture. So now, as you guys can see, this is our front camera, and here you guys can see that it works. So let's start recording. And now we can watch the video back. So here we just click, and we have to rotate our phone for this one. But as you guys can see, we've got our camera right here, and it definitely works. So this is how it looks like. I hope this video was helpful and helped you enable it. And that's it for me. I hope this video was helpful, and leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.
Hi everyone, in front of me I've got iPhone Air, and let me share with you how to set the camera timer on this device. So let's begin with opening the camera app. And currently we are in the standard photo mode. So all you have to do is to tap on this dots icon in the right upper corner, and then tap on the timer. So in this device we've got 4 different options, so off, 3, 5 and 10 seconds delay. So just tap on the option which you'd like to use. I'll pick 10 seconds delay. As you can see, it is immediately notified in the left upper corner, so you can always check whether you've got the timer set or not. Now all we have to do is to tap on the shutter button, and from now on our device will count down from 10, 5 or 3, depending on which option you've chosen, and after that time it will simply take a photo. So just wait. And because we've got the night mode applied, we've got an additional timer, let's say. It is right here, so you can just turn it off and you will have exact timer which you've previously set. Obviously we can turn it off, turn off the timer. Just tap on the dots icon again, tap on the timer and choose off. And from now on your device will take photos right after touching the shutter button. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up.
Hello, in this video I'm gonna show you how to crop a screenshot on iPhone Air. To crop your screenshot, first take it by clicking on Power and Volume Up. Now you have the screenshot, and to crop it, just start dragging either the edge or the corner of the screenshot, and you can see now it is cropped. If I want to save it now, let's click on the Approve button, then click on Save to Photos. Now, your screenshot sometimes won't show up on the whole screen, and it depends on the settings that you have on your phone. So I'll just try searching for screenshot. Okay, I know where it is. And let's go to General, then Screen Capture, and you can disable full screen previews. Now, when I take the screenshot, it'll show up here. I need to first click on it, and now I can adjust it. So I hope that this video was helpful. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.
Welcome. In front of me I have the brand new released iPhone 17 Air, and I'll be showing you how you can apply a lens protector to the thinnest phone. Just kidding, the thinnest phone would actually be Honor Magic V5, which is over 20% thinner than the iPhone. It comes with bigger battery too. Anyway, in the package that I have with the little lens protector, I also have wet and dry wipes. And obviously the little protector itself. Now, let's grab our wet wipe first. And you just want to clean off the lens. Now the one that I have is basically identical to what Samsung has with their devices by default. So also I already applied a couple of them, so I know that the way these stick is by gluing themselves to the actual glass part of the lens itself. Unlike previous protectors for iPhones that would apply to the area around the camera. So make sure that your lens is cleaned, particularly of any kind of like grime, like finger oils or anything like that, as this would make the glue on this harder to stick. And once you wipe that off, make sure that there's no dust on this lens, and then just peel it off. There we go, and plop it on here. Now, here, the protrusion from the camera is a bit bigger, so it's not going all the way to the bottom, which you can kind of see once the camera catches focus. There we go, so you can see we do have a bit of a space. That silver portion, that's still the lens, the black one is the protector itself. So this is all the way on there. So anyway, there we go. Pretty simple. The one that I have right here doesn't really fit the aesthetic of the iPhone Air, as it number one has literally Samsung's like S25 lineup lens kind of design as a protector. It's also black, so it doesn't fit the aesthetic to like the silver sides, but possibly there are other ones. This is just what I had on hand right here. Anyway, with that being said, hopefully you found this video helpful, and if you did, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.
Hello, in this video I'm gonna show you how to activate video stabilization on iPhone Air. To do it, go to Camera app. Now you'll find Video. And when you click on this 6 dots here at the top, you'll have Action. Action mode will improve stabilization. So basically now if I were to take a video, it'll be more stabilized. And when I disable it, it's still gonna be stabilized just a little bit, just enough, but not too much. And as you can see, it doesn't work in other modes than video. It just works in video. And I'm actually gonna maybe do a little test and I'll show you the difference. Okay, I'm back and let's see the first video without stabilization. I mean, with the standard stabilization, not the action mode. And as you can see, it gets sort of it's not too stabilized, right? It's stabilized well enough because I was moving the iPhone a bit way more than it looks like I did in the video. But now if I go here to the action mode, it looks like I'm not moving at all, and I was moving the same as in this one without action mode. Also with like this big movement. So I hope that the video was helpful. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Hello, in this video I'm gonna show you how to take tuning photos on your iPhone Air. Your iPhone Air is equipped with just one camera, but it's a 48 megapixel fusion camera, which means that it can, first of all, take better night photos because it can actually fuse into 12 megapixels instead of 38. And 12 is still really great because 12 is still 4K. And those pixels then get bigger because one pixel is contained of 4 pixels, so they just have a better lighting and it's better for night photos. That's the first thing. And the second thing is that it has better zoom because when you zoom in twice, it looks like it's 12 megapixels still, so it's still 4K when zoomed in twice. So it's just a lossless zoom. It's a digital zoom. They market it as optical zoom, but don't worry about it. It's digital. It's still digital, but it is lossless. So you just still have all the quality and it's great. Now let's go to the camera app and talk about all the different features that we have here because there's quite a lot of them. And you may want to look into that. So first, let's quickly talk about the front camera because front camera on all the new iPhones from 2025, including iPhone Air, iPhone 17, 17 Pro Max, and 17 Pro, have a so-called center stage camera, which means that you can actually rotate your selfie without rotating your phone. So you can see I can take the horizontal selfie with my phone still being vertical, which is great. Now you can also zoom in on or out on the photo. So if you want to fit more on the photo, then you can zoom out. And you can also change into portrait mode. Portrait mode is achieved with this F button, which stands for aperture of the camera. Here we only have digital aperture, but it's still looking pretty great. It's blurring out some parts of the photo, and when portrait is enabled, you can actually click on this cube here and change into studio light, control light, stage light mono, or high key light mono, and you can test them out on yourself. Now let's switch back to the back camera because back camera now, as you can see, when I click on 2x, it will take a 2x photo, of course, but not only will it take a 2x photo just as a digital zoom, but as I said, it'll make it look like it's taken from a telephoto lens, even though there's just one lens. And the maximum zoom is up to 10 times. Of course, in 10 times, you're gonna have some losses in the quality, but they are not as major. I personally would suggest you either taking photos at 1 or 2x and not really more. Of course, you can take a photo at more and it's gonna have a better quality. But in some cases, when you don't really need to zoom in, you don't really need those details in the zoom, I would recommend you to take a photo at 2x. If you're, for example, thinking about 2x or 3x, in my opinion, it's better to take a 2x photo, then crop it in editing, than taking a 3x photo. But of course, if you need a 10x photo, then it's better to take it straight away because it's gonna process it better for better results later. Now, when we click on the 6 dots in top right corner, we have all the different settings here. And of course, we have the aperture, which I've already shown you. For the front one, for the back one, you can also do it. You can enable live photo. What live photo is when you take a photo, it pre-records pre-records about 2 seconds and post-records 2 seconds. So let me show you that. I'm gonna take a live photo. I'm just moving my phone, you know, whatever. And now when I go into that photo, it looks like a photo, but when I press and hold on it, take a live, it's actually moving. So that's great. Now what we can also do is, later on I'm gonna talk about the camera control button because it's also quite interesting. But now let's speak about, I'm gonna switch the exposure to 0. Let's speak about styles. Styles is also quite a fresh feature. I think it was released on iPhone 16 line and it's available on the newer ones as well. You can switch between different filters, of course, within some range of reasonability, because sometimes, you know, people tend to get a bit too crazy with the filters. But here the filters won't alter your appearance, they just alter the tone, the color and stuff like that on the photo. And yeah, you can just change to different styles, and those styles also can be adjusted. You can change their intensity by adjusting the slider at the bottom. You can also completely change the filter by changing around this square, and it will change the tone and the color. Moving up or down changes the tone, and moving right or left changes the color. Now let's move on to the next thing, which is exposure. And we have exposure here as a button, and it's gonna change the exposure of the whole photo just regularly. But what I prefer, and I think works better in most cases, is when you take a photo, there's a high chance the photo may look overexposed. Now it's like crazy overexposed. But yeah, when you take a photo, it may look overexposed, and it's normal. Because phones tend to overexpose photos. Like, I haven't seen a phone that doesn't overexpose photos. And what it means is it makes the photo too bright. So what you can do is click on the element that's the most important in the photo, and it'll either automatically adjust the exposure, or you can click on it, then slide this sun a little bit down. In some cases, you actually will prefer to move it a little bit up, but in most, you prefer to move it just tiny bit down, and it'll give that photo that, you know, that mood, and it'll look really great. Now let's speak about the camera control button. I'm gonna close the camera app, and now when I click on the camera control shortly, okay, it asks me to click again. Let's do it. It opens the camera app. Now I can very lightly press on it, not click, just press lightly until you see this. And now you can slide. And now I'm in exposure control, so I can change the exposure by sliding across this touch sensitive button. I can double press, not click, double press, without releasing the finger, just like apply some pressure to press, but not to click. You'll feel a little vibration when you do that. So when I double press, I'm changing between exposure, depth, which is the aperture, zoom, cameras, or styles, or tone. And I'm gonna get to zoom. Now I can press, not click. And now I can slide to zoom in or zoom out. This is great, especially for videos, because you can very slowly and precisely zoom in or out. And clicking on the button takes a photo or a video. Okay, now let's get to video mode when we're speaking about that. And in video, it is worth looking into the top left corner first, and you'll see resolution and frame rate. If you want a better resolution to have a better quality video, switch it to 4K. But remember, it'll take more storage on your phone, so in cases when you don't need it, just leave it on HD. And frame rate. If you want a very smooth video, you may want to set it to 60. But videos typically in movies, in movie theaters or cinemas, whatever, they are actually typically recorded at 24 or 30. And that's because it looks more natural. I know it may sound weird for some, but yes, a 24 or 30 FPS video is smooth, isn't smoother, but it's more natural. And 60 is smoother, but less natural. So it's worth looking at that. Also, a 60 frame per second video is gonna take more storage, and but 60 allows you to later slow down the video without losing the smoothness. So that's great. You can smooth it, you can slow it down by half and it'll still be smooth. Where if you slow down 30 by half, it's not gonna be smooth by any means. If you ever saw a movie called A Trip to the Moon, then you probably saw how that movie wasn't smooth at all, and it's because it was recorded at 16 frames per second. Now let's see something more in the video. So we already know about the quality and FPS. Let's click on 6 dots, and there is action. Action not always can be used. Sometimes it's impossible to use it, but action mode, and I'm gonna explain why, but action mode is a better stabilization for the video. So even if if your phone is shaking, or for example running with the phone, it's still gonna look like it's very static and like it's on some sort of gimbal or stuff like that, even though you have it in a hand and it's shaking. And the disadvantage of it is it requires a lot of light. So in darker lighting conditions, action mode won't work. But I'll give you a short comparison, and it'll both compare the brightness as well as the, okay, I think I have it somewhere else in the, okay, I have it on my different iPhone. So I'm gonna bring my different iPhone just for a moment. It's gonna be an iPhone 17, but action modes work the same on both. So it's okay for me to do that. Here's my iPhone 17. And here is a video in action mode. You can see it is very, very dark, but when I turn the brightness a little bit up, just so you can see how smooth it is, you can see it's sort of moving, but not too much. I think I may need to bring the exposure a little bit up on my camera that I'm recording with. You can see it's dark because it was dark outside, but it's smooth compared to a different video that I recorded on a different iPhone without that action mode. So let's see. Oh, no, I did not want to send my contacts. Let's bring them further away. Now this one, they were both like technically in the same scenario, and you can see they are completely different when it comes to stability. So that's what action mode is for. And I think it's a really good feature. Now I'm gonna go back to the previous setup of the camera, and let's go to the camera again. And now if you'd like to take a macro photo is from a low distance from the object. Cameras typically aren't good at taking photos from low distance because they have a certain focus range. And typically that range is at least half a meter from that object. Half a meter is, as far as I'm concerned, something about a foot or even less than a foot. Or above a foot. I'm not really good into imperial systems. I don't really know, but it's a pretty high distance if you want to take something from a low distance. So this phone allows you to, does it? No, it does not. So sorry, I just got mistaken. Other iPhones do allow you, but this one just has one camera, so it can't really. The other ones that have ultra wide camera do support it. But never mind. There's still a mode that's really great, which is night photo. You can see this moon here at the top, and 4. 4 means 4 seconds, and it means it's gonna take a photo for 4 seconds. It's gonna take 4 seconds to take the photo, and that times lets the camera capture more light into it. But what's important here is you cannot move your iPhone during that photo. It has to be very still to not be blurred out. And you can adjust it by clicking on 6 dots, night mode, and you can set it to auto, max, which is the maximum available in a certain moment, amount of seconds, or just disable it. So that's how you take night mode photos. And they are gonna just make the light look better. Now let's go to something else. Also for videos, the night mode is available? No, it's not, as I expected. Now slow-mo. If you want to record a slow motion video, go to slow-mo mode, and then you can here adjust the frame rate, 120 or 240. 240, it's gonna take more storage on your phone, but allows you for even bigger slow-mos. You can slow it down by like 10 times, I think, and it's still gonna look smooth. And 120 allows you to slow down by 5 times. Then hyperlapse or time-lapse allows you to record a video that is sped up. And why use time-lapse instead of standard video? Because first of all, it takes less storage. Second of all, it's already pre-edited, so you don't need to edit it later to speed it up. And speeding up a video isn't that easy, honestly. Now let's go to photo modes. There's a portrait mode, which I've already explained. This is basically the same thing as if you were in photo and enabled and changed the aperture. Yeah, I had that aperture. Do you remember that? I think you do. But yeah, we can find it in portrait. It's for making portraits. And now the last one is panoramic photo. So when you do that, you can simply you can click on the arrow, by the way. And if you want a vertical one, you can just hold your phone horizontally. But I'm gonna do a horizontal one. And now when I start taking a photo, I can move my phone. I need to make sure to follow the center line. So if I move my phone up or down, you can see the arrow moves. I need to follow the center line. And it's gonna take a panoramic photo. But from a low distance, it's gonna look bad. It's better from a high distance, like for example, capturing the mountains or stuff like that. And it's just gonna take a wider photo. That's why it's called panorama. And these are all the things that I wanted to show you to make your photos look better. I hope that you learned something new from the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and also ask more questions in the comments down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Hello, in this video I'm gonna show you how to turn on or off HDR mode for video recording on iPhone Air. HDR mode makes your video pop, and makes it pop sometimes overly, and maybe sometimes you just don't want it. Maybe sometimes you actually want to enable it and it's disabled, or maybe you want to transfer it to your Windows computer, and Windows computer don't really work well with the HDR videos recorded on an iPhone, so it's better to turn it off if you're about to transfer your video to the computer. What I recommend doing is simply going to the camera. You can see when I go to the camera in video, I don't really have the option to change HDR here. it just shows me the resolution, the frame rate. If I go to the settings though, and then camera, I'll find record video. And when I slide down, I'll have HDR video. And now I can disable it. And that will be about it. I hope that this video was helpful. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. Hello, in this video I'm gonna show you how to edit photos in the Stock Gallery app on your iPhone Air. If you want to edit photos, it's gonna be very simple. You'll need to open the Photos app first, of course. Okay, I've taken a photo. Let's select the photo. You can see it is this photo. Now, if I want to edit it, let's simply click on this little button here, this one. And now, the first thing is styles. And styles are pretty simple, but can do a lot in the photo. You can see I have the standard style selected. You can switch between different styles, but now not only can you switch between them, and you can see they change a lot in the photo, not only can you switch between them, but you can also click on them to adjust them, to make them more vibrant or more toned down. And that's how you can do it. So that's really great. I'm gonna center it now. Okay. Now, if I were to select maybe this vibrant option, or maybe the mood, it's not mood. Here's mood. Okay, yeah, it says mood at the top, but it doesn't really do anything. Never mind. Okay, because there are different selections: the undertones or the mood. So let's maybe instead select this one, the cozy one, and you can also click on it and adjust it. Right? So this thing is really great, and I really like it, but I'll go back to normal because I actually want to adjust some other things myself. So let's go to live. This is live. This is a live photo, which means the photo is moving, and I can select a keyframe for the photo by sliding and clicking and make the key photo. I don't really need that right now, so I'll get back. I just won't do it. But if you have a live photo, then you can just adjust it. You can also crop the live photo. And now let's go to adjust, which is the most important part of the most important part of the app, right? Of the editing. You can click on auto to automatically adjust the photo, but you can also do it yourself by adjusting the exposure to make the image brighter or darker. You can also change the brilliance. So maybe let's change the exposure a little bit down, and let's turn the brilliance up. Then let's see highlights. You can change the highlights, make them darker or brighter. I will make them brighter, and I'll go to shadows. Now you can make the shadows darker or brighter. I will turn them a little bit darker for a greater contrast. Speaking of contrast, we also have the contrast option here. And you can change the contrast to make it look more flat or more deep. Now the brightness of the photo itself also can be adjusted. It's sort of similar to the exposure, but just a little bit different. Now the black point also, we'll just change how intense the black color is. And also, of course, the saturation. You can see how much the saturation changes. And the vibrancy. You can make it more vibrant or less vibrant. And you can make it warmer or cooler. you can add a tint. These tints aren't typically used for adding of course you can use it to add a color to the photo. It's more likely used to equalize, like for example, if the photo turns out too green, you can add some purple to it so it looks less green. This is basically how it works. Now sharpness, you can sharpen the image or make it less sharp. You can also add definition to the photo, add noise reduction if there's some noise on the photo, or add a vignette to add it as an effect, or if the vignette is already there because of the photo, like the corners are too dark or too bright, you can add a vignette to equalize that. You can also crop the photo, and not only can you crop it just like that, but you can also rotate it, and you can change the perspective by clicking here and here. So I'll try changing the perspective because you can see the iPhone box doesn't look perfectly square on the photo. So I'll try increasing the bottom side. Now you can see how it changes. And I'll try. Now I think it looks more square, although I think I should also rotate it a little bit. Maybe turn this down a little bit. And yeah, now it looks more square. So this is what the perspective is for. You can also flip it or rotate it by 90 degrees. And if you want to crop it to a certain size, you can click here and then select the original size. So it's locked to original. It doesn't matter how I resize, it's always going to be the original size. Aspect ratio, not size. You can set freeform, you can set square size, wallpaper size, 9 by 16, 4 by 5, etc. You can also set it to the horizontal or a vertical. And now let's go to cleanup. Cleanup is also another feature, but I would need to connect to Wi-Fi because it's like I'm connected to Wi-Fi. Okay, it's downloading cleanup. It has to download an addition to the gallery app, so I can actually remove elements of the picture using AI. We'll try doing that, but you can see it has to update, so I'll just get back to you when it's prepared. Okay, now it's there. So if I were to remove something from the photo, let's start with something simple, and then we're gonna try to make it a bit more difficult for the phone to remove the item. So first I'll just try removing the iPhone from the box, but keeping the box. It's gonna be pretty easy. I can just drag across. It's gonna take a moment to discover what's there to delete. And you can see it deletes it. It's gonna be better if I just do it more. Yeah, you can see it's easy. I'm gonna reset it. Now you can also tap on the item that you'd like to delete, right? No, you can't, but you can also circle it like that, and also it works. Now let's try removing the MacBook from the side. It's gonna be a bit more difficult. Okay, it didn't really do it. So I'll try like that. Okay, it says try again with a smaller area. So let's remove the screen first, and then we'll get to. Okay, let's reset it. Okay, like not too bad. Now let's try removing the keyboard. And yeah, it's not the best, but but it's sort of removed. In some scenarios, it's gonna look better. Now let's try removing the box. I know it's probably gonna do a pretty bad job here because it's a difficult thing to do, but no, it's not the worst. Now the last thing that I want to show you is, let's go back to maybe adjust or whatever, wherever. You'll see this button right here. This is a markup button. When you click on it, you can just draw on the photo. You can select different tools. You can see there's lots of different tools. You can click on that tool to change the size of the brush or opacity, or the color can be also changed here. Okay, let's now try drawing. You can see it works like that. If I were to rotate it, it would also work. If I selected a different tool, I could also use it. I can change the size by clicking on the tool itself to make it a bit bigger. I can also select a color, a different color than black maybe. Let's select red and add an HDR boost. HDR boost will make the color brighter than the brightest it can get. So you can see it's gonna pop. It's literally gonna pop. It's difficult to see in person, but in real life it's really popping. And now you can pretty much click here and save it. Yeah. Now let's say I want to save it. I can click on done and it's just gonna get saved, or I could click on the three dots and save as a duplicate, although I've changed quite a lot by doing the markup tool, so it has completely changed the image data, and I can't do it anymore. It's not a live photo anymore, and there's a few other things to that. But without using the markup tool, I could click on three dots here and save as duplicate. So that's great. Okay, I can also revert it, and now it's back to normal. And I hope that this video was helpful. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I will see you in the next one. So in this video, I'm gonna show you how to find recently deleted photos on iPhone Air. To find your recently deleted photos, you should first I'm gonna go to the Photos app and I'm gonna delete a photo, just like that, right? So click on the trash icon, click on delete. Now the photo was deleted, so we can go to collections in the gallery and slide down until we find utilities, and then find recently deleted within utilities, and you need to click on view album and enter your either Face ID or passcode. So I'll just confirm with my Face ID. Now I can just simply click on select, and I can just go to the photo, right? But I could also click on select and select that photo, then click on the three dots here, and I can either delete it permanently, because it'll delete itself automatically after 30 days, but I can delete it permanently now, or recover it so it goes back to the gallery. I'll delete it permanently, and now I can go back, and that will be about it. I hope that the video was helpful. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. So in this video, I'm gonna show you how to take a full page screenshot on iPhone Air. In places like websites, you can take a full page screenshot, so it'll not only screenshot just what you see, it'll screenshot the whole page. And I'm gonna show you that later on. I'll also show you how you can do it in other apps that don't really support it. But first, let's try doing it here. So to do it here, you need to click on power and volume up at the same time to take the screenshot, then select full page. Now, by sliding here, you can simply see the whole page, right? So what was screenshotted. If you want, you can click here to crop the page. So I'm gonna crop down maybe all of these. So I just have the top part like that. And now I can approve it. Click on OK. And now I have the full page. So I can simply click on X here, and that should technically get saved to, not to my gallery, but to my files, right? So in files, if I go to browse or wherever, I don't really know where it gets saved, to be honest. Probably somewhere here. Let's try sorting it by date. Okay, I don't really see it. I'll try going to preview instead. It's still not there. Maybe I didn't save it. I'm not really sure whether I did or not. Okay, let's just try the full one. Yeah, and I can either save it to photos or save as PDF to files. So I'll save it to photos, and now if I go to the Photos app, I'll have it right here. Now, what if you want to screenshot something that isn't really supported by the full page? For example, if I go to settings, if I want to screenshot them, you can see I don't have the full page option. So in that case, you would need to download a certain app for your full page screenshot. So we can just search, for example, for like scroll screenshot, and let's see, and there are lots of different apps. I haven't really used them for really long, so I'm not really I don't really remember which apps were good then, and I don't know if there are better apps now, so I'm just gonna get one of them. And the apps may be different because they may be either just apps that will like take several screenshots then stitch them, and there are also apps that will actually record your screen, and that way they will stitch everything. So now I'll allow access to my photos. And now let's try going to settings. Let's try taking a few overlapping screenshots. Actually, for this, it's worth disabling this option to always show the screenshot on the full screen, but I'll do it later because it's kind of annoying when I need to click on it each time, and it can be done automatically. Okay, let's save them, and now let's go to the app. Let's see if it discovers it. Okay, you can see it has stitched everything, almost everything. Okay, now it's also almost everything. So yeah, this app isn't the best, but it did something. It did stitch them a little bit. I can share them. I can, for example, save them. I can save this one as well. And now we'll see in the Photos app, this is the original screenshot. These are the original screenshots. Then this is the new one. Of course, there's some watermark at the bottom. I can just crop it in editing, right? And now this is how it works. Now if I were to go to I can't really stitch them now two together, but yeah, as I said, some other apps will actually record screen and then stitch it. I hope that this video was helpful. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.
Hi everyone, in front of me I've got iPhone Air, and let me share with you how to change video resolution on this device. So let's begin with opening the camera app. So just tap on it. And here we've got the photo mode set, so I highly recommend switching to the video. Just tap on the video. If you can see the red color inside the shutter button, for sure you're on the video mode. Now we can take a look at this option bar, and on the left we've got the HD, so it's resolution and frames per second. So just tap on it, and in this device we've got two different resolutions from which you can choose. So it is HD, which is currently applied, as you can see it is highlighted, or we can set the 4K. So all you have to do is to simply tap on the resolution you wish to use. As you can see, in my case 4K is now highlighted, which means that from now on our device will use their chosen resolution whilst recording a video. And the same situation if you wish to change frames per second, you can simply tap on the specific option. If it is highlighted, it means it is set. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up.
Hello, in this video I'm gonna show you how to hide photos and videos on your iPhone Air. If you would like to hide your photos and videos, then this video that you're watching right now is the perfect one, because I'm gonna explain everything that surrounds the hidden album. Let's go to photos, and first let's try hiding a photo, right? So let's select one photo, maybe this one, and simply click on this, sorry, not on this button. You actually need to click on the three dots at the top and tap on hide. Then select hide photo. You can also select multiple at once by clicking on select, selecting, clicking on three dots and hide. I'm gonna cancel it. And let's go to collections now. Scroll all the way down to utilities. And now go to hidden. Now click on view album and enter your Face ID or passcode. Now you'll see all your hidden photos. If you would like to unhide the photo, you can click on three dots and click on unhide. Now you can also hide the hidden album if you'd like. To do it, go to the settings, then go to apps at the bottom. Now go to photos and find show hidden album. When it's disabled, it completely disappears, and the only way to view the hidden photos is to re-enable it back in the settings, and then go to hidden, view album, unlock with Face ID, and now you'll see it. I hope that the video was helpful. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Hello, in this video I'm gonna show you how to screen record on iPhone Air. Okay, so if you want to screen record on your iPhone Air, it's gonna be pretty simple. So just slide down from the top of your screen, from the right top part of the screen, to see this, the control center. Now, if you already have the button, this circle within a circle, you can click on it and start recording. But if you don't have this button, feel free to just click on plus in top left corner, then add a control at the bottom. Okay, I failed. And now find screen recording. Tap on it and it's added. I already have one, so I'm gonna just remove it. You can always also resize it if you want. Now let's click anywhere to exit the editing mode. Now let's tap on screen recording, and you can see it started countdown from 3, and now it has started recording. So whatever I do will be recorded. If I want to finish, I can tap and then tap again. Tap on the dynamic island, then tap on the pause button, stop button, and it's saved in my photos. But now, before we see it in the photos, let's slide down again, because I'm gonna show you something. Let's slide down from the right top part, press and hold on screen recording, and now you can turn on your microphone so you can also record what you're saying. Now let's start recording. It's countdown from 3 again, and now whatever I do will also get recorded. You can see this little dot appears. This dot means that my microphone is also being recorded. Now when I stop recording, it's gonna be saved. So let's go to photos, and now you can see that it is saved here. And that will be about it about screen recording. I hope that this video was helpful. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.
Welcome. In this video I will show you how to turn on or off camera grid lines on iPhone Air. First, you have to open Settings, then go to Camera Settings, then here scroll down to Grid and switch the toggle to the right next to this feature. Now, whenever you enter the camera, you will see the grid lines on your display. And that's it. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, consider subscribing to our channel, leave us a like and a comment below, and I'll see you in the next one.
Hello everybody, welcome back to HardReset.Info channel. In today's video, I'll show you how to make 3D spatial photos in the Photos app on the iPhone 17 Air. So first, what you guys want to do is go over to the gallery, so open up the photos, and right here, I'll go to the library. Now here we have a lot of pictures, and if we want to make one that will move, then I'll find the perfect example of a picture like that. So for an example, we want this picture right here to be moving, and all we have to do now is to create it with a 3D spatial photos option. So this option is right here. This is the little button. Now as you guys can see, it says the spatial scene, and now whenever we move our device, as you guys can see, the picture is also moving with us. So you probably won't notice it as much as I do, but you guys can test it for yourself and let me know if the effects are worth it. So that's basically how you guys can do that. Now you guys can turn it off right here, and that's basically it. So I hope this video was helpful. If it was, then leave a like, subscription, and a comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Hi, welcome to HardReset.Info. In front of me there are iPhone 17 Air and iPhone 17 Pro, and in this video we are going to compare two main things. Firstly, we will compare camera features. We will see how the cameras differ between those two devices. And second, we will take a look at real photo examples to find out which one takes better pictures. Of course, we all expect the Pro to perform better, but the real question is how much better are the photos actually going to be. So let's begin. So at the very beginning, we will start with opening settings. So open settings, and then we can scroll a bit down. Here we will find camera settings, and so this is where the main differences begin. So let's begin with record video. As you can see, there are different ways to record video in Full HD, in 30 FPS, in 60 FPS. Same settings, same options we have on Air device, but as you can see, there is no way to record 120 FPS on Air device. Same situation with 4K. In 4K we can record in 120 FPS on iPhone Pro, 17 Pro device, but there is no way to record video in 120 FPS on Air. What about other things? So here we have HDR, action mode, okay. But what about auto FPS? So here we have the same settings, as you can see. So there is no difference here. Okay, move on. What about record sound? Record. Okay, what about photos? What about photos? Here we have formats. Oops, wait a while. In formats we have high efficiency, most compatible, photo mode. We have same settings here, 12 and 24. Resolution control we have okay, as you can see here in Air we have resolution control. On a Pro we have ProRAW resolution control, and of course we can select the ProRAW format, and ProRAW is not available on Air. On Pro we even have Apple ProRes format for video captures. It means that we can record video in firstly in ProRes resolution, and it means that we can record video to the external drive. It's not possible on iPhone Air. And ProRes encoding HDR is available on Pro model, of course. What about photo capture and Fusion camera? As you can see, Fusion camera is on default settings, so 28 and 35 millimeters are enabled, but default lenses is 24 on Pro device and 26 in Air, and because of this you will be able to see slightly difference between distance of objects. I will show you in comparison, because on Air it will look a bit closer to you. Okay, lens correction. So here we have the same settings. So that's it. But now let's open the camera. Okay, so when we look at camera settings, we can already see some key differences. So even on this first camera screen, if we go into photo options, okay, it's here. If we go into photo options, so as you can see, there are first differences. On iPhone Pro lets you shoot in RAW. Shoot in RAW means you will have much more flexibility when editing your photos later in different photo editors. Another thing you will notice right away is macro photography is available on the iPhone, as you can see right here on the Pro iPhone. On the Pro iPhone we can shoot in macro. What it means and why we have macro on Pro but not on Air, it's just because on the Pro the camera can switch to macro mode because it has ultra wide lens, which allows true macro shots. The Air doesn't have this feature just because it doesn't have a macro lens. It has only one Fusion camera, only one normal camera if we want to get rid of marketing slogans. Okay. As for shooting modes, both phones offer the same set, except the two. So sorry, because there is no cinematic mode in iPhone Air for some reason. I don't know why. but maybe it will, maybe they will fix it or not. I don't know. But what we have here, so photo, portrait, and as you can see here, we have even spatial on our iPhone Pro. Why? So for special mode, iPhone use LiDAR and an extra camera to record content for the Apple Vision Pro. But Air doesn't have even LiDAR or additional lens, so this mode simply isn't available. So switching over the video mode, so let's just switch. Okay, and here we have key differences too. So as you can see, there is no way, for example, on Air to switch to 120 frames per second. And of course, even in video and photo mode, we have ability to zoom 2x on iPhone Air and 8x on iPhone 17 Pro device. Of course, you have digital zoom up to 40x in Pro device and up to 10x on Air device. Okay, so that's it, guys. Those was key differences between cameras and functionality. But now move on to photos. So, okay, on the left side of our screen, we will have iPhone 17 Pro device. And on the right side, we'll have iPhone Air. And now let's compare. Okay, let's start with this photo in portrait mode, shot on frontal camera. So at first glance, as you can see, both shots look almost identical. The detail on the eyebrows and hair, as you can see, it's great on both. On the Air, the hairline looks a little more cleanly cut, but that's probably just I don't know, maybe it's not consistent difference, it just algorithms works this time in that way. Okay, on the other hand, the Pro did a slightly better job cutting out the t-shirt. The background blur nearly the same on both phones, maybe even touch stronger on the Air, but not better or worse, just a bit different maybe. Okay, but dynamic range is excellent across the board. So honestly, if you showed me those two pictures without telling me which phone they came from, I'd probably think they were taken at the same device. The only maybe subtle difference I noticed just now, as you can see, on my Air, my face looks a bit shinier here, as you can see, while the Pro seems to apply a more matte effect, reducing the shine. But again, that could just be how the algorithms worked at this time, not necessarily a built-in camera difference. Okay, so here we have the same situation, as you can see. This was a set of several different photos, and as you can see, they handled exactly the same. So this photo also taken with the front camera in portrait mode, and here as you can see, Pro did a slightly cleaner job cutting me out against the green, patches, as you can see. So the background blur look the same, and the sky is equally beautiful on both devices. There, the sky might look a touch more blue, but it's such a minor difference. It doesn't really matter. And honestly, I can't say I prefer one over the other. To me, images look almost identical. And keep in mind the lightning conditions weren't easy here. It was early morning sunlight and early morning sunlight hitting one side of my face, as you can see, pretty strongly. And it's really good test for the dynamic range. And both devices handled it really well, no blown out highlights, but the Air, as you can see, again shows the sunlight side of my face a little brighter, with the Pro smooth things out with the same matte effect as on the first photo, and keep slightly more detail in the shadows. So you can especially see it on the left side of my face, as you can see here. Maybe here some space is a bit burned out, and we have no same station on the left photo. As for sharpness and detail, the difference is barely noticeable. Maybe it's not noticeable, as you can see, for example, for the eye. So first phone and second one. Okay, maybe on the Pro sharpness is a bit better. Yeah, maybe it's a bit better. Okay, move on. So this is the same photo. As you can see, yeah. So with the dynamic range is just better on Pro device. Now I see it. It's a bit better. Okay. And now is very difficult question. Very difficult question. Now I'm gonna see you, and now I'm gonna show you it all. This photo was taken using zoom. In this photo, we can see two very different approaches to processing. On the Pro, there is sort of hazy overlaid effect, which looks a little unusual and makes it hard to compare directly the Air shot. But one thing is absolutely clear: the Pro delivers much better macro photos, simply because the Air can't make macro photo. And here we have macro photo. What is completely, as you can see, I tried to make the same photo here, and unfortunately there is no way to make macro photo on Air, just because Air doesn't have ultrawide lens. So let's compare this video taken with the front camera, and this time in horizontal format. Even thought I'm holding the phone vertically, but it's, as you can see, recorded horizontally. Both the Air and Pro automatically record horizontally, and honestly, it's super convenient. These clips were shot while I was walking, so you can see how the stabilization works. And for some reason, the video shutter just, as you can see, stutter just a little, and my guess is that after about half an hour of my recording, both phones started to overheat. The Air got especially hot, so hot that it automatically dimmed the screen to minimum brightness, and I couldn't turn it back up. The Pro was warm too, but not nearly nearly as bad. That's definitely something to keep in mind if you plan on recording long videos with these phones. Aside from that, thought the overall video quality is excellent and on both devices. I really like dynamic range, I really like colors, I really like stabilization. Front camera is really beautiful. I really think if you're a blogger, you can record video on frontal camera and not using rear camera just because front camera is really good now. Okay, let's move on. Here is the screen recording of how it works. Unfortunately, I won't record it on air, but on Pro I can record screen and record with camera at the same time. It's a cool feature. It's not available on Air device, but available on Pro. And of course, it's a really cool thing. But now the video from rear camera, from the main camera on Pro and on Air device. Okay, so let's take a closer look here, because this is where differences should be more obvious, more visible. Both phones did a good job. As you can see, now I'll start both videos. But in the Pro you can see a bit deeper colors, steadier stabilization and a bit more dynamic range. Overall, just cleaner footage. If you notice those, here you will see right now. Okay, so there are a bit weird lines here on the Pro, but that's just from lens protector on the main camera causing slight reflections, but it doesn't really affect the image quality. It just shows up as glare. So as you can see, both phones handle this scene well. The Pro is better, but the gap isn't huge. It's not even big until you start zooming. As you can see right now, I'll zoom. Yeah. So that's where the difference is massive. The Pro goes up to 8x zoom, while the Air tops out at 2x zoom. As you can see. Outside of zoom, the Air still holds up surprisingly well. But when we talk about zoom, unfortunately, Air can't be good just because it hasn't physical telephoto lenses. But as you can see, Air is really beautiful. Air's camera really cool. But wait a second, hold on. As you can see, about blur, right? So Air and Pro are focused on this place, and as you can see, the background on Pro is physically blurred. It's not the algorithms, but it can't be possible when you have only one lens on Air, and as you can see, there is no background beautiful blur on the Air. Yeah, and because of it, overall quality of video recordings is better on Pro, but it must be better just because it has, first of all, 3 cameras. It has LiDAR. It has, I don't know, it's just more expensive. And it was positioned like a Pro recording tool, you know. So yes, it's really good camera on Pro and really good camera on Air. So that's it, guys, about video. Let's move on to zoom photos. And here I'm using 2x zoom on both devices. On the left, the iPhone Pro as usual. And honestly, I don't even need to explain much here. It's clear that the Air really struggles with zoom. As soon as you start zooming in, the image quality drops fast. Details got lost. As you can see, and dynamic range falls apart. But to be fair, that's exactly what we would expect, just because it hasn't telephoto lenses. It's normal. Okay, move on. This is the same situation. 2x zoom on the Air, it's really bad. Okay. And here, as you can see, we have a slightly difference between dynamic range. On Air, it's slightly worse. As you can see, dynamic range is a bit worse on the Air, but it's really difficult scene. So here I manually changed the brightness of the image. And of course, if we talk about main camera, so Pro must be better. It just must be a bit better. So here it's difficult to say is Pro better here or no. But yeah, if we talk about dynamic range, so Pro is better. Okay, here is selfie image again, selfie photo. Here we have same station as usual. Dynamic range is better on Pro, and details are maybe we have a little bit more details on Pro. Yeah, we have more details on Pro. Difference is not too big, but we have difference. If we talking about zoom again, so here is 2x zoom, but as you can see the lighting is really good here. Here is really good, and when we have really good lighting, so we can zoom in photos, and as you can see difference not visible. There is no big difference here. Okay, so here we have 2 or even 3x zoom, and there is no big difference between these cameras in details, even in dynamic range, just because it was good seen in dynamic range. Okay, so that's it, guys. Hope this video was helpful for you. I hope now you know how Air handles with photos and videos comparing to Pro device, and I can tell you that it handles really good. And that's it. Please consider to leave a like to support our channel and comment this video below. And bye. See you.